The next morning I awoke to find that I needed some napalm to do some gardening. I also needed to get my hands on the latest toy, and I also needed some steaks. Oh, and pay off a fine at the local police station. I stop off on my way to my first job only to find that the ATF get all anal about it and hold me at gunpoint. I mean, I was robbing drug dealers, that's not a crime, right? Fuck it. So I go to a local butcher's to gather up some steaks. Needless to say, the service is terrible. Not only do I have to get my own steaks, because there's no one to serve me, but when I do find a member of staff qualified to serve me, they try to cannibalize me. Then the fucking police break in and try to kill me as well. Ugh, last time I shop here. The day that self-service checkouts become the norm is the day that I walk out of a convenience store with a smile on my face. After a while, I go to the police station to pay off my fine, as I don't really like things like that hanging over my head. I try to be a good person when I can. Anyway, they expect me to pay £300 for a speeding ticket, and I only killed like 6 kids, so like, it's not that big a deal. I'm not paying it. Fuck it. I decided to just return my speed ticket to the drop box on the 3rd floor. After all, it must be a mistake. However, the police don't really take kindly to people snooping around the evidence lockers, and they start attacking me. Fucking douche nozzles. I fight my way up to the top floor, deciding that if these corrupt cops care more about my minor transgressions than the actions of real criminals, then it's time to take justice into my own hands. So I kinda got carried away and murdered everyone in the jail cells. I then went to this chemical plant to retrieve the napalm gun. I tried paying for the gun, but I accidentally caused a bit of a scene and ended up having to kill everyone. Oops. After getting the napalm gun, I was able to rule it off, despite the fact that the napalm gun is neither practical or particularly a fun way to kill people. You might have noticed that I use an axe or a scythe in most of the footage, mostly because I prefer the definitive nature of those weapons. It's harder to miss with them, and you can more or less just one-hit kill most of your enemies. It was fun escaping the exploding building though. Kind of reminded me of the Half-Life games, you know, the good ones. After being flushed down a toilet, I finally find myself back outside, ready to get back to the mall and look for the prized crotchy doll. Pissing in the fountain. Pissing in the... Okay. I get inside the store and get to meet Crotchy in person. Hello, Bad Touch Crotchy. Sadly though, there aren't any dolls of his likeness left, just this stupid lobster prick. In an effort to find a Crotchy doll, I go to the back room. You know, in a lot of instances, people seem to think that there is a warehouse in the back room of most stores. 9 out of 10 times, it's just a little shitty store cupboard with barely anything in it. Anyway, everyone throws a bitch fit because I break into the back room. They draw their guns on me, which is exactly what happened at Toys R Us when I went to buy Medabots. One thing that I think they're alluding to with this part of the game is that toy companies understock woefully, and it's on purpose as well. This is why Nintendo products are so rare and worth a fortune, as Nintendo actually operates as a toy company first, rather than a games manufacturer, and are willing to distribute just 3 units of a product to just one store. Yeah, so when a new console comes out, they'll send 3 units, 3 of that console to the store. The NES and SNES classics were distributed in this way. This is why it was practically impossible to get your hands on one when they first came out. The fact that the store is just full of toys that nobody wants could be a clever nod to this, though it could also just be a joke that nobody really likes Larry. I'd like to think it was the former. So I go to the manager's office and file my complaint, but then I just decide to cut to the heart of it with my new toy. The scythe is definitely my favourite weapon in this game. It would be impractical in real life, but in this game it's a killing machine and it's so cathartic to use. Once I get my hands on the scythe, I seldom use guns. Chopping people up is just way more satisfying. Anyway, the cops break in and try to stop me, like the assholes that they are. I'm this town's true bringer of justice, bitch. Anyway, after justice is brought to the cops, I finally have a one-on-one fight with the man himself, Crotchy. After the Easter Bunny, this guy is a piece of piss to kill. He does use a powerful missile launcher that follows you around, and has a large amount of health and seems to be immune to the Scythe's attacks. However, I'm quickly able to dispatch him, so it's cool. Shit, I just killed some guy dressed as a giant nutsack. When the fuck did my show become this? Anyway, I return home and redecorate the floor with my new napalm gun. Oh, happy days. That was getting annoying.